I'm sitting here with the owner of Complete Lending, and he just said something to me that I don't think a lot of people realize, and I want him to tell you firsthand. So here you go. This is Chief Denney of Complete Lending, and he's going to tell us how to save a lot of money when looking for a loan.
I think so many people are what we would call penny wise and pound foolish. They're so fixated on what are the points, what's the interest rate, what are the costs, and they don't take in the overall big picture. They're not relationship based, they're transactional based. They just hop from whoever's got the best deal.
Right.
Unfortunately, the best deal means you're probably being lied to, because if you make enough phone calls, eventually you'll hear what you want to hear and you won't get the truth. And we're the only consultative lender in the nation, meaning that we add value to our relationships. A lot of people are just transactional, but most lenders can't add any value. You go in, especially the big lenders that offer really cheap loans.
Right.
You're just in the front door, squeezed through a process. You either fit their guidelines or you don't. And if you're lucky enough to get a loan, great. But they don't add value. So, for example, something called value engineering. Value engineering is where we look at someone's scope of work. And you have a $60,000 scope of work. But what if someone looked at that and could get that $60,000 scope of work down to $50,000?
Oh, $10,000.
Right? Well, other lenders aren't going to do that.
No.
They've never been flippers. They've never been architects. They've never been in construction. So, it's a mill.
Right.
But, so people are focused that maybe our company is $1,000 more expensive. But we just saved them, $10,000 on their scope of work.
Right.
Or maybe some people, it sounds harsh, a lot of people don't know how to design a home. So what if that design can be tweaked to really fetch top dollar? Or what if the relationship on the acquisition side with an agent, what if you can negotiate, put a couple terms in your purchase contract and make it a little more profitable? Or on the sales side, when you list a property, what if there are a couple tricks, I call them tips and tricks,
Sure,
that can make that deal more profitable? So what people only see is the right side of the menu, the price.
Right.
And they don't think big picture in terms of having the right relationships.
Right,
How can that add value to my business as a whole, not just this one transaction?
My bottom line, my profit.
Right.
And so you actually do that, explain to people, because I don't think a lot of people understand exactly what you do, is that people can come to you that are doing a loan with you and say, do these numbers make sense?
Right.
Or, this is how much my rehab is costing. Does that make sense? Or my contractor's taking this much time. Is he taking too much time? Am I overpaying? These are all ways that take away from your bottom line. And you make less profit, where you've flipped hundreds of homes, and the back of your hand, you can,
You mentioned something that's really kind of interesting. How long should a contractor take to get something done? We get that call all the time.
Oh,
People
interesting.
Literally, someone will have a $40,000 budget, and they're 90 days into a $40,000 budget. You're like, how's that possible? So I tell people it's $1,000 a day is your burn rate. So a $60,000 project should take 60 days.
Right.
But little things like that, especially for the novice investors, someone that's done a few deals, they've just attended a workshop, they're interested in it, they're learning the game.
Yeah.
But the devil's in the details. We always hear that saying, and it's true. So what if someone with track record can look at your deal and look at the purchase, look at the rehab, look at the sale, look at the design, look at the team. Maybe we need to replace someone on their team. And the whole point is, flipping is a business. So if I can increase the value, if I can increase the profitability of the business, well, then in theory, I should be worth more than just that 1 point or whatever. I should be able to charge a little more because I'm bringing true value to a business.
And it's more of your time. You're not just doing, here's your loan, good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Hope it works out.
Well, most people don't realize, the big lenders, unfortunately, the reality is the big lenders hire a bunch of college-educated kids, nothing wrong with that, but they've never flipped a deal.
Right.
So they know nothing about business. They got a checklist, they look at the checklist, and they check the boxes, and when the box isn't checked, then they send you these conditions, and you're like, I've got to close this deal in 5 days. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to provide that condition.
Yes.
And now you're at the 11th hour, and they can't perform. And you can't perform. And so then you lose a $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 payday.
Oh, no.
So, again, one of the things I tell people is, Look at the overall picture. Let's say you're flipping a few homes a year. Let's say you're doing 2 or 3 homes a year.
Sure.
What if we could help you scale your business and just do 1 more deal a year? And that 1 deal is an extra $25,000.
That makes sense. Sure.
Those other lenders aren't going to say, hey, let me sit down with you and show you how to do another deal. Let me show you how to They don't do that. It's just they write a check, they expect a bigger check back.
Sure.
If you fit their box, great. If not, you're squeezed out either with a loan or you're squeezed out the other end as a turned down loan.
Oh boy, a turn down loan, that sounds horrible.
Right.
I almost feel like when it comes to profitability, it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. If you make a little mistake here, a little mistake there, a little mistake on the rehab, a little mistake, on taking too long or whatever, or buying the wrong appliances or, whatever, all these mistakes that you can make in doing a fix and flip, your profitability just goes lower. Or, even though it started out, you thought, oh, this is a great profitable deal, and then it ends up not being that in the end.
Or, one of the things we get is, and we get this call pretty frequently in the office where someone will call. Yeah. They're with, I call them big box lenders or big institutional lenders. And suddenly, they thought the loan was approved because they were told it was approved.
Sure.
In 5 days, 6 days before they're supposed to close, they get a condition they can't satisfy or they're turned down.
Oh my God.
And their money's hard. They put up $10,000 non-refundable earnest money deposit. They got to close. It's a reputation on their line.
Oh, no.
And they're looking at losing a $25,000 payday. So they call us scrambling, like, here's what happened, blah, blah, blah. Is there something you can do? And of course, we can. And so we, again, that's adding value, being able to, think outside the box, be solution oriented. We're not just checking boxes on a list. We have the authority to say, yes, we can work around that condition.
Sure.
Or be solution oriented, where you sit there and go, well, this isn't going to work, but how about if we do it this way?
Yes.
So it's always about solutions, and it's about customer service. It's about actually caring about your client.
Whether or not this person makes money or not. I think having the wisdom that Chief has after flipping hundreds and hundreds of homes and making mistakes himself, and knowing how to make money, how to make a profitable deal, having that and to be able to make a phone call to him and say, what do you think, is so valuable. It's night and day to using a lender who has absolutely nothing to lose by you walking away from the deal or by you losing the deal. I think it's night and day. I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful way to do business.
It's, when I created Complete Lending, the whole purpose was how to differentiate myself from other lenders.
Sure.
And what I realized is with an architectural background and, the amount of real estate developing, we built ground up, subdivisions, fix and flips in multiple states. What I realized what was missing is, someone to actually hold your hand in the deal.
Yes.
Even when I'm looking at deals that are, that I don't understand, they're really big deals, I reach out to my friend Mark.
Of course.
Right? So there's that, who's that person that can, who's the person that knows where all the landmines are hidden?
I know.
Right? And that's kind of what
we're doing. It's like having a parent.
Right? It's like having a parent. Parents are...
Real estate industry.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nice.
So we specifically created, us as consultative lending. If you type in the word consultative lending,
yes.
We pop up the very top of the Google search. Yeah. And that's something that unfortunately is really missing in this industry.
I think what else I see in the Google search are your reviews. Very impressive. I mean, it's really, please, check the Google reviews because they're all so happy to have worked with Chief and not made the mistakes and been able to save money. And especially in a lot of situations, people who are new just really kind of had that confidence to be able to succeed, and they did succeed, and you'll see it in the reviews. There's a lot of happy people out there. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. I am so impressed with the way Chief works and the need that he fills in the industry. And I think a lot of people just don't know about it and understand there's a huge difference to working with a consultative lender versus a regular big box lender. Thank you so much for listening.